Hi, I'm Caroline Rees. I'm an early years advisory teacher for Swansea Council and I work within the early years commissioning team. My responsibilities are for supporting childcare settings, so we look at quality assurance, pedagogy to ensure there's good practice and experiences for the children who are in childcare. We look at training opportunities. We started on our anti-racism journey by going to a conference that was in Cardiff a couple of years ago. First met Sian. You hear stories from people that are in Dartpool. They really give their heart when they're talking about these and experiences that they have. And once you hear it, you can't unhear it. So you come away from conferences and trainings feeling that you really need to do something about this. You need to be part of this movement, part of this journey that we keep talking about. Claire and I were able to go to the Enhanced Leadership Series course with Dartpool in Cardiff to further our learning. We learned there about our unconscious bias and about being inclusive for the children, for what's important for them, and being able to challenge maybe the things that we hear at home as well as in our work lives. We were able to have another childcare day in Swansea where the ELS Enhanced Leadership Series was able to be offered for childcare for the first time, for childcare and play teams. During that training we were able to create the toolkit creating an anti-racist culture in the settings. That toolkit was really valuable. They found it really useful to be able to look at experiences of other practitioners. There's an audit in there from Lydia Maithrin. They were able to then take that back to their settings, and it really made them think about what they're providing for the children, not just the resources but also the information that they were providing for families as well. So for instance, when a child first starts childcare, they have a home visit pack. So the settings looked at these and decided to make some small changes to it, such as the children's names, so making sure the children's names are spelled correctly, but also how to pronounce them. So they asked them to spell them phonetically, because quite often the parents will shorten the name, they will, to make it easier for the setting, or even give them a nickname to make it easier, and we don't think that's right. Obviously, the UNCRC, the child's right to a name is really important to them, so that's it sounds like a small change, but it's made quite a big impact. And it's given the managers confidence to be able to speak to the parents. For example, one manager talked about a parent saying that the child wouldn't be in the nursery setting the next day, and they asked them why. They said they were having a particular celebration, so the manager had the confidence to be able to ask, well, what's that celebration? Why are you having it? What will you be doing? What's it about? And was able to follow that up the next day with, how did you celebrate? Show me photos on your phone. What did you eat? The parent enjoyed being able to tell that story of what they had done that day. And that little one was able to see the manager talking to the mum about the day they had the day before. So that thing of community and building that sense of belonging, that sense of connecting is really important to these children and their families. They've also been able to look at the resources they have in the settings and making sure that they've got authentic resources. You can see in the setting now just having things like the drums and musical instruments, but also where the dollies were, there's an afro comb there, so that probably would be something they wouldn't have thought of before. They're able to think about the colour crayons that are available, the colour paints and things that are available. They're all small things which hopefully are making a big impact on the children. Following on from the childcare leadership group we had, we've been able to establish a steering group to have conversations, to tell us about the work that they're doing. They felt that they really wanted to have their whole staff to be able to be part of the training. So we have organised training then for March this year. Some of the childcare settings are sending their staff to that training so that their staff can hear the messages. So it's been really important for us as a leadership team to be able to make sure that everybody in our team is on the same page and is aware of the Anti-Racism Welsh Action Plan and our commitment in childcare to be able to make sure that these children are having good experiences when they're there. So as a whole commissioning team, we're coming together to look at our commissioning and things like our contracts, our SLAs, our procurement processes, and making sure that anti-racism is something that's involved in those discussions. Our team sits in social services, so now people know that Claire and I have been doing this work, so they're asking us, what are we doing, what sort of training are we providing, and how can we support other parts of social services. So it's been able to have a wider impact then. And we keep talking about it being throwing a pebble in a pond. So every time we have these conversations, it's like dropping a pebble and there being a ripple, and hoping that it goes out there and makes a difference.